Coming up on 21 minutes after 11, I'm Nic Harcourt, your host for the program. It is 89.9 KCRW. Morning Becomes Eclectic welcomes Jack Johnson to the studio. Good morning.
Thanks.
How are you?
Great. How about yourself?
Pretty good, man. Good to meet you, even though I'm actually not seeing you. We should point out that people who are listening on the web can check in with the webcast of this by clicking on the little icon there, and they can get to see you.
Yeah, they told me not to pick my nose.
You know, the picture's not that good quality. You could probably get away with it. They'll think you're reading something. We're going to come back and talk a little bit about you and your record and various bits and pieces, but why don't we just throw it over to you right now? You've got somebody in the studio with you this morning, right?
Yeah, my friend Adam Topol's over here, plays the drums in the band. He's going to join me I think for the second set.
Okay, so right now it's just you solo, right?
Yeah, I'm going to do a couple acoustic songs.
Cool. It's Jack Johnson on Morning Becomes Eclectic.
This is, the first one is a combination of one of my songs and a song I learned from watching a movie called Cool Hand Luke. Well, I don't care if it rains or freezes, long as I've got my plastic Jesus sitting on the dashboard of my car. It comes in colors, pink and pleasant. It glows in the dark 'cause it's iridescent. I'll take it with me whenever I go far. So give me my Lady Madonna, dressed in rhinestones and sitting on a pedestal of abalone shells. I'm driving 90, but I'm not scary, 'cause I've got my Virgin Mary assuring me that I will never go to hell. And by the way, you know the hope will make you strange, make you blink, make you blank, make you sink. It will make you afraid of change and often blame the box with the view of the world. And the ones that fill the frame, I turn it up, but then I turn it off because I can't stand when they start to talk about the hurting and killing, the shoes that we're filling, the damage and ruin, man, the things that we're doing. God, we gotta stop, we gotta turn it all off, we gotta rewind, start it up again because we fell across the fault line. Ain't there nothing sacred anymore? Na 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 na. Somebody saw him jump, yeah, but nobody saw him slip. I guess he lost a lot of hope, and then he lost the grip, and now he's lying in the freeway in the middle of this mess. Guess we lost another one, just like the other one. Optimistic hypocrite that didn't have the nerve to quit the things that kept him wanting more until he finally reached the core and fell across the fault line. Ain't there nothing sacred anymore? Don't you know that he fell across the fault line? Ain't there nothing sacred anymore? Na 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 na. That's that one. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna try to do a song called Traffic in the Sky, if I can remember all the chords. See? There's traffic in the sky and it doesn't seem to be getting much better. Kids playing games on the pavement, drawing waves on the pavement, and now shadows of the planes on the pavement. It's enough to make me cry, but that don't seem like it will make it feel better. Maybe it's a dream, and if I scream it will burst at the seams. Whole place would fall into pieces, and then they'd say, how could we have known? I'll tell them it's not so hard to tell. Nah, nah, nah. If you keep adding stones, soon the water will be lost in the well, well, well. and puzzle pieces in the ground. But no one ever seems to be digging. Instead they got the plans on the pavement, building up from the pavement. And now the shadows from the scrapers on the pavement, it's enough to make me cry. But that don't seem like it would make it feel better. The answers could be found, we could learn from digging down. But no one ever seems to be digging. Instead they'll say, well, how could we have known? I tell them it's not so hard to tell. Nah, nah, nah. If you keep adding stones, soon the water will be lost in the well. And words of wisdom all around, but no one ever seems to listen. Instead they got the plans on the paper, building up towards the heavens. And now the shadows from the scrapers in the heavens, it's enough to make me sigh. But that don't seem like it would make it feel better. The words are all around, but the words are only sounds. And no one ever seems to listen. Instead they'll say, well, how could we have known? I tell them it's not so hard to tell. Nah, nah, nah. If you keep adding stones, soon the water will be lost in the well. Well, well, it's really not so hard to tell. How's that? Kind of a funky version. And let's see. Got any ideas, Adam, what I should play next?
Whatever you want.
All right.
Cupid.
All right, Cupid. I'm gonna do a little love song here. Well, how many times must we go through this? You've always been mine, woman, I thought you knew this. How many times must we go through this? You'll always be mine. Cupid only misses sometimes. But we could end up broken hearted. We don't remember why all this started. And if they try to tell you love fades with time, tell them there's no such thing as time. It's our time. It's our time. It's our time. And how many words must really be spoken? How many hearts must really be broken? How many times must we go through this? You'll always be mine. Cupid only misses sometimes. But we could end up broken hearted. We don't remember why all this started. And if they try to tell you love fades with time, tell them there's no such thing as time. It's our time. It's our time. It's our time. It's our time. That's a short little love song called Cupid. Like most of my love songs, just start out as a joke and ended up being on a record. And this song is it's called The Horizon Has Been Defeated. And I wrote it when I was driving down the coast and I saw the oil rigs off of Ventura there, all lit up at nighttime. And they look sort of crazy. They look like something out of Star Wars, like an alien casino. And so I told my friend that's what it looked like. And he told me it sounded, he told me it looked like the pirates of the New Age. And I thought that was a pretty nice way to put it. So this is that song. Horizon has been defeated by the pirates of the new age. Alien casinos. Well, maybe it's just time to say that things can go bad and make you wanna run away. But as we grow older, the trouble just seems to stay. There's future complications in the strings between the cans, but no prints can come from fingers if machines become our hands. And then our feet become the wheels until the wheels become the cars. And then the rigs begin to drill until the drilling goes too far. But things can go bad and make you wanna run away. But as we grow older, horizon begins to fade away. Begins to fade away. With thingamajigsaw puzzle, anger, don't you step too close, 'cause people are lonely and only animals with too many shoes. And hallelujah zigzag nothing, and misery is on the loose, 'cause people are lonely and only animals with too many tools that can build all the junk that we sell, words that can build all the myths that we tell. Things can go bad and make you wanna run away. But as we grow older, horizon begins to fade away. Begin to fade away. And when you grab a hold of me and tell me that I'll never be set free, but I'm parasite, creep and crawl or slip into the night. 2 pints of booze. Tell me, are you a bad fish too? Are you a bad fish too? Ain't got no money to spend, and I hope this night will never end. Lord knows that I'm weak. Won't somebody get me off of this reef? Oh, baby, you're a big blue whale. Grab the reef when all duck diving fails. I could swim, but I wish I had never learned, 'cause the water's too polluted with germs. I dive deep when it's 10 feet overhead. I could grab the reef that's underneath my bed, underneath my bed. Ain't got no corals with God. I ain't got no time to grow. Lord knows that I'm weak. Won't somebody get me off of this reef? That's all Sublime for you too. One of my favorite bands. All right. So I think that's 4 songs.
It's Jack Johnson on Morning Becomes Eclectic at 89.9 KCRW, and a set of music, just an acoustic solo set to start things off for us this morning. Before we get to the second set, let's catch up a little bit of Jack Johnson history. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's an acoustic solo performance with a couple wrong chords here and there. That's my style.
You were born and raised in Hawaii,
Yeah.
which, as you told me before we went on the air this morning, is still your home when you're not traveling.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing a lot of people probably know that you started off as a surfer before you turned to music. But you've got such an interesting story. Maybe we could start at with the surfing.
Sure.
Did you live on the North Shore?
Yeah. I grew up in front of a surf spot called Pupukea, and it's a nice, easy spot, and that's where I started surfing when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I got my first surfboard and would surf all the time. And then when I was about 12, we moved about 10 houses down the beach or the street, whatever you want to call it, and lived in front of a surf spot called Pipeline, which is sort of a notorious and sort of is one of the most famous waves in the world. And when I was about 12, I started surfing out there more often and kind of easing into it with some friends of mine. We'd all push each other into surfing out there, and it's a pretty heavy spot. And
well,
so,
Pipeline, for those who don't know, is probably one of the most revered and probably feared surfing spots in the world, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I smashed my face pretty good against the reef there. I lost my teeth, and I got about 150 stitches in my forehead, and my lip fell off, and
Oh, God.
it was a pretty bad deal. But anyways, that kept me out of the water for about 2 months, and I started
Right.
playing guitar more often right around that time. My
So-
mom
so-
bought me a lot of books on how to play Jimi Hendrix songs and stuff like that.
So had you already got a guitar, but it wasn't until you were sort of injured and unable to surf that you really got into it?
Yeah, I mean, I had a guitar, and I was playing ever since I was about 14. And I think that's when I first started playing. I got my first guitar when I was 16. I used to just kind of play what was ever around for a while. And then, that was 17 when I smashed my face. And so, I guess I started playing a little more then, but it wasn't really what got me playing music or anything.
Well, if your lip fell off, were you able to sing back
Not very good.
that time?
I was learning chords mostly. I look horrible, man. I look like a troll. Actually, just a couple weeks ago, I looked like a troll again because I was surfing and I popped one of my caps off. While I was surfing, I knocked it out, and so yeah, it doesn't look so good. I got a little metal rod that sticks out of my gums, and they pop the tooth on there, and so when the tooth's not there, there's just a little metal rod sticking out. It looks horrible.
Kind of goes with the territory, though, doesn't it? If you're gonna surf.
I guess so.
When you were obviously a little older, then you headed over to Santa Barbara and went to school there, and you got into film, right?
Yeah, I did. I saw this festival. It's called Real Loud, and the idea was silent films. Everything was shot on 16 millimeter, and so they would shoot these films, and then they would have a live band play along with it, or you could do a thing where you could, kind of do some Foley work where you'd be making noises and footsteps and things, and be miking all the noises you're making. And I watched that, and I just thought, man, that looks like fun. And I was taking math exams at the same time and thinking this could be my final project instead, So I switched to film and started getting into watching films and making films, and that kind of led into doing the surf films.
Well, yeah. So surf films was where you really first made your name. Then I guess as both a cinematographer and as somebody who came up with the ideas of producing the various films, right?
Yeah. It was a friend of mine named Chris Malloy and Emmett Malloy, who ended up being my manager in the music world now. But he's just another friend, surfer friend, and he was doing the editing, and Chris was kind of doing the organizing, and I was doing the filming. And so we'd produce these films, and it was just a lot of fun, and it was really just an excuse to go to Indonesia and Tahiti and Australia and all these great surf spots, and I'd bring the camera along, and I'd surf when the light wasn't good, and I'd film when the light was good. So it worked out nice.
Now, there was a movie called Thicker Than Water where you ended up getting involved in the scoring of the film, and from what I understand, that's really where you found your musical voice. Yeah,
that was it. I mean, it was there, and also in that same movie, I used some of this band G Love and Special Sauce. I liked them a lot, and I didn't know them at the time. I just liked their music, and so we used some of their music and got permission. And then G Love, Garrett, his name is, he was out in L.A. recording his new record, and a friend of ours, Scott Sowens, a friend in common, introduced us and got us together. And he liked the movies, and I loved his music, and so that was the grounds we met on. And then we went, First Surf came in and Scott told him I had my guitar in the back of the car, and I brought it along hoping I could play some music with him. And I was kind of embarrassed, but we got to play some music, and it was great. I just was really excited, and I went home and just expecting to kind of brag to all my friends, and then I got a message on my machine that I should come back down the next day and we should record one of my songs in the studio. And so the next day I went down and recorded the song Rodeo Clowns and ended up on his record and everything. It was crazy. And that was kind of a jump start.
And then from that, obviously, as you said, it's kind of a jump start. You ended up recording your own material, and the album Brushfire Fairy Tales came out just about 2.5 years ago, something like that. And it was released originally independently, but throughout your contacts in the surf world and fans in that world, it just sort of took off, didn't it? It sold, I believe, about 100,000 copies before it even went to a major record label.
Yeah, which was great. It was a lot of fun to do it that way because, the funnest tours were the very first ones where we were in a minivan, me and Adam sitting over here trying to be quiet. So he doesn't, I don't know, I told him to be quiet. You could talk too, I guess, if I don't really have a microphone. But me and Adam would take turns driving because our bass player doesn't have a driver's license. And so he would just sleep in the back, and me and Adam would drive for 8 hours at a time trying to keep up with the bus. We were touring, opening for Ben Harper, and we used to do this thing called the skateboard CD sales, and we'd fill our backpacks full of CDs, and me and our friend Josh Arroyo would skateboard around to all the independent music stores, and we'd bring in, like 5 or 6 to each one and ask them if they want to buy them. We'd say we're playing in town, and maybe there'd be some people who'd want to buy them, and just give them a phone number where they could buy more if they wanted. And it was so much fun to go around and do it like that for a while before we were actually had major label distribution and and all the stores and all that, just to be able to meet all the indie stores. You end up meeting people like Andy out in Albums on the Hill out in Boulder, Colorado, which is an amazing store, and you just get to hang out with really cool people. So it was fun to do it that way.
As we said, the album eventually got picked up by Universal Records and went on to be platinum. Were you shocked by how successful this thing became?
Yeah, super shocked. I remember just shortly after that point that you're talking about, when it sold probably about 100,000 records, and that was right when we got picked up by Universal, and it just seemed like a smart thing to do. Everywhere we were going, people were saying they couldn't find our CDs and stuff, and so with Enjoy, the indie label we were on, we made a deal with Universal, and so then next thing I heard, it was seemed like a month or two later, somebody told us the record was gold, and I just said, that can't be, and then it was like they told us it was platinum, and I don't know, nothing seemed to change. I guess just a lot of people started buying it or something. It was weird.
I'm guessing that after the success of that, you probably wanted to, and you toured as well, obviously, fairly relentlessly. You wanted to take a little bit of time off. Did you go home to record the new album, On It On?
Yeah, we did. We recorded it in Hawaii in August, and last August now. What is it, August, right? Yeah, it was a year ago. We did it over in my garage in Hawaii. My brother helped us soundproof it, and it was nice. Mario Caldato and his engineer Robert came over and did the record with us, and it was really nice being so far away from the industry. The first record we recorded right in Hollywood, and was that Grandmaster, right? Grandmaster Studio or something like that. And that was fun. We spent 7 days. We just, we did like 2 songs a day. And then that was kind of fun to be right in the middle of the whole Hollywood deal and walk outside and there was cars everywhere and stuff. But this time around, I kind of was just happy to be not in L.A. doing it in Hawaii instead. It was just sort of nice,
And I'm guessing in between songs you could walk across the road and go catch a wave if you wanted to.
Yeah, literally. It was, sounds ridiculous, but we'd wake up in the mornings and we wouldn't start until 12 or 1 every day because we all wanted to go out and use the day, and then we'd get in the studio around 12 or 1, and then we'd work until about 6, and then we'd take off and go head back down to the beach, and it just made it nice because, the whole thing with our music that we try to get across is just, when we sit around and play, it's always pretty laid-back situation, and to be in a studio where it's, some strict schedule and all this stuff, it wouldn't really work for us, so we kind of just tried to record in the same way that we usually play, which is pretty, not very demanding.
Loose.
Yeah, loose makes it nice.
Jack Johnson is our guest on Morning Becomes Eclectic. We're running out of time here, so let's go back to you. I know that Adam's going to come in on the next set. We've got, I'm guessing we've got about 12 or 13 minutes of time left, okay, so if you can take that into consideration as you start the set, and then we'll come back and we'll give away some copies of the new CD. It's Jack Johnson on Morning Becomes Eclectic.
All right, there's a song. We'll do that song Rodeo Clowns that we did with Garrett, but he's not here, so here comes Adam. Sweeping the floors, open up the doors, yeah, turn on the lights, getting ready for the night. Nobody's romantic cause it's too early for dancing, but here comes the music. Bright lights flashing, the cover up your like so many people, so many problems, so many reasons to buy another round. Drink it down, just another night on the town. With the big man, money man, better than the other man. He got the plan with the $1 million give a damn, but when nobody understand, become a smaller man. The bright lights keep flashing, we will keep on dancing with the clowns, yeah, yeah, yeah. They pick me up when I'm down, yeah, yeah. The rodeo clowns, yeah, yeah, yeah. They pick me up when I'm down. The disco ball spinning on the music and the women and the shots of tequila. Man, I say that they need you, what they really need is just a little room to breathe. A teeny bopping disco queen, she barely understands her dreams. A belly button rings and other kind of things, symbolic of change. But the thing that is strange is that the changes occur, and now she's just a part of the herd, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, I thought that you heard, yeah, yeah. The changes occurred, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just a part of the herd. Lights out, shut down, late night, wet ground. You walk by, look at him, but he can't look at you, yeah. You might feel pity, but he only feels the ground. You understand moods, but he only knows let down. By the corner, there's another one, reaching out a hand, come up from a broken man where you try to live, but he's done trying. Not dead, but definitely dying. With the rest of the clowns, yeah, yeah. With the rest of the clowns. Take it. Sweeping the floors, open up the doors, yeah, turn on the lights, getting ready for the night. Nobody's romantic cause it's too early for dancing, but here comes the music. Yeah, nice Adam. Alright, let's see. Hurrying along here, let's do a song called Gone. Look at all those fancy clothes, Lord knows that these could keep us warm just like those. And what about your soul? Is it cold? Is it straight from the mold and ready to be sold? And cars and phones and diamond rings, bling bling, those are only removable things. And what about your mind? Does it shine? Are there things that concern you more than your time? Gone, going, gone, everything gone, give a damn. Gone be the birds if they don't wanna sing. Gone people, all awkward with their things, gone. Look at you out to make a deal. You try to be appealing, but you lose your appeal. And what about those shoes you're in today? They'll do no good on them bridges you burnt along the way. Oh, you willing to sell anything? Gone with your herd. Leave your footprints, we'll shame them with our words. Gone people, all careless and consumed. Gone, gone, going, gone, everything gone, give a damn. Gone be the birds if they don't wanna sing. Gone people, all awkward with their things, gone. Gone. Alright, now a happy song. Mudfootball is a song about growing up in Hawaii, actually. And they're pretty lenient on the rules about, you know, sitting in the back of pickup trucks. That seems to be a pretty popular mode of transportation. Actually, we were hanging out last time, driving around, and Adam sitting in the back of the truck quite a bit with the congas. All right, here we go. Saturday morning and it's time to go. One day these could be the days, but who could have known? Loading in the back of a pickup truck, riding with the boys and pushing the luck, singing songs loud on the way to the game, but wishing all the things could still be the same. China, someone's over the backstop, Kukua on the ball and soda pop. Where we used to laugh a lot, but only because we thought that everything good always would remain. Ain't nothing gonna change, there's no need to complain. Sunday morning and it's time to go. Been raining all night so everybody knows. Over to the field for tackle football. Big hits, big hats, yeah, give me the ball. Rain is pouring, touchdown scoring. Keep on rolling, never boring. Come on, come on, come on, chameleon. We're talking kinda funny from Helium. Where we used to laugh a lot, but only because we thought that everything good always would remain. Ain't nothing gonna change, there's no need to complain. Monday morning and it's time to go. Wet trunks and school books and sand on my toes. Do anything you can to dodge the bus stop blues. Like driving up a ditto with the burnt out fuse. Where my best friend Kimmy wants to go with you. Meet about a sugar mill after school. My best friend Kimmy wants to go with you. So meet about a sugar mill after school. And we used to laugh a lot, but only because we thought that everything good always would remain. Ain't nothing gonna change, there's no need to complain. Time for one more? All right, cool. One more song. All right, cool. This is a song called Times Like These. And it's sort of just a God bless the whole world kind of song. In times like these, in times like those, what'll be will be, and so it goes, and it always goes on and on and on and on and on, on and on and on and on and on it goes. There's always been laughing, crying, birthing, dying, boys and girls with hearts that take and give and break, heal and grow and recreate and raise and nurture, but then hurt from time to times like these, and times like those. What will be, and so it goes. And there will always be stop and go, and fast and slow, and action, reaction, and sticks and stones, a broken bone. Those for peace and those for war, and God bless these ones, not those ones, but these ones made times like these, in times like those. What will be, and so it goes. And it always goes on and on and on and on and on, on and on and on and on and on it goes. But somehow I know it won't be the same. Somehow I know it'll never be the same.
It's Morning Becomes Eclectic at 89.9 KCRW. Our guest this morning was Jack Johnson. He's got a new album out right now, which is doing pretty well out there. And you're currently on tour as well with your pal Ben Harper. How was the Hollywood Bowl last night?
It was pretty amazing. It was fun. It was.
Yeah.
I was pretty nervous going into it. I mean, it's a big place, you know. It's not really exactly the perfect venue for a little three-piece like us, but you know,
it's a little different from sitting in the back of the truck, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, we just figured we had to do it once, and it was pretty fun. It ended up being a really nice, happy, warm crowd, and I saw a lot of kids on parents' shoulders and things like that, so it was really nice. And Ben was just amazing, like always, and he had a great show, and so it's just always fun to play with those guys. We love that band, and it's just a fun night, so yeah, it was great.
Before we let you go, one of the things that you were talking to me about earlier on, before we actually went on the air today, is this event that you're involved with at the end of the year in Hawaii. And maybe if anybody's thinking of taking a trip over there for the new year, you might want to tell them what's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We don't really have any of the bands locked down yet, but it's going to be ourselves and a few local bands from Hawaii, some friends over there, and then some bands from over here on the mainland as well. And we're going to basically, it's this foundation called the Kukua Foundation we're part of, and it's going to be raising money for sustainable living in Hawaii is the general idea. And to give, you know, we're going to kind of raise money and have it sitting there, and if other nonprofit organizations for environmental issues need money, we're going to help out, and then also try to start up recycling programs in the elementary schools, the public schools, and school gardens and things like that. So it's going to be a fun event though as well. It's going to be outside at the in this near the Turtle Bay Hilton, and it's this big outdoor nice grass area, and when it's not pouring rain, it's really nice.
Well, cool, man. Listen, it's really good to meet you. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet you in person this time around, but maybe next time.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for bringing Adam in as well.
Yeah.
We got a few thank yous to do here, and we're going to give away some copies of the new CD as well in just a moment's time. So we'll catch you next time. Good luck out there with the tour.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks so much. Jack Johnson on Morning Becomes Eclectic here at 89.9 KCRW.